Hey, good morning, everybody. This is part 2 of Lines and Angles Basic Vocab. Alright, we've already talked about some of our basics: point, line segment, line, ray, perpendicular lines, parallel lines. What else do we have? Segment, bisector, and a plane. Alright, so we're going to move on and cover the second half. That way, you don't have to sit there and listen to the other ones. So, here we go. We're going to talk about angles this time. Alright? An obtuse angle. You should have already heard this, but just as a refresher, it's an angle greater than 90 degrees. Alright, in our diagram, which would be simply our two rays labeled A, B, and C. And the symbol for this is just, it looks kind of like the less than sign, so it's angle ABC. You always use 3 letters when naming an angle, where B is the vertex of your angle. Alright? An acute angle is an angle that is less than 90 degrees. And again, diagram, same kind of deal. The symbol is still the same. I guess I could use different letters just to show you. But again, 3 letters, the middle letter has to be your vertex. A right angle, angle that's measured, is equal to 90 degrees. And diagram, obviously you've got the little box, which represents your 90 degrees. Symbol doesn't change. I'm going to move the screen down just a little bit, because I think my next one got cut off a little. Alright, angle bisector. Right, kind of like segment bisector, but this is a line segment or a ray that divides an angle into 2 equal parts. Again, bisect. Bi means 2, sect means sections or parts. So, if we take a look at the diagram, we have our angle ABC, just like we did in all the other ones. But then we have ray BD, and BD is bisecting ABC. And we know this because we see the 2 little, a little delayed reaction there, but yeah, we see the 2 little kind of circles under the 2 parts, and that is the exact same kind of thing as the hash marks for the segment bisector. Right? The 2 little curved things on the angles just mean that those 2 angles are the same or congruent. Pretty straightforward stuff, nothing too surprising. Obtuse, acute, and right, you should have all heard those before. Angle bisector, it's not a hard concept, it's something that cuts an angle into 2 pieces, 2 equal pieces. Right? Oh, and as far as the symbol goes, BD bisects angle ABC. And actually, that's slightly wrong. There should be a little arrow on that, because that's a ray. Right? Alright, 4 more, and then we're done. Complementary angles. We're talking 2 angles that add up to 90 degrees. So if we look at angle ABD, let me see if I can outline this for you. Okay, ABD, they're saying plus DBC. So we're going to add in the blue one. So the red plus the blue is equal to 90 degrees. And we know this because we see that little box in the corner, which means that this angle is 90 degrees. Pretty straightforward. If you have a 90 degree angle and you break it up somehow, the 2 parts are equal to the whole. Same kind of deal for the next one. Supplementary angles. 2 angles add up to 180, or a straight line. So again, if we take a look at the pieces, ABD, again, and they're saying add it to DBC, we're going to get 180. It makes a straight line. Right. Vertical angles. 2 angles that share a common vertex and are not adjacent. Okay? When I'm talking about adjacent, I'm talking about they're not next to each other. Alright? So in this case, they are across from each other. So let's take a quick look. I'm actually going to grab my highlighter. Alright, so if we say AED, alright, so there's AED, and then the angle that is vertical to it. Awesome. Let me try again. Alright. CEB. Okay. So we're talking, oh, I love the autocorrect on this. Great. I can't even draw half a circle. That's great. Alright, well, you see what I'm talking about? So AED, so actually, you know, I'll color it in. That'll be easier to see. So we're looking at this piece up here. A is congruent to the green piece down bottom. And then vice versa, we could also say AEC, so we're talking about the blue section now over here, is congruent to DEB, which is the other blue section. Okay, those are considered vertical angles. When you get two lines across, the angles that are opposite or across from each other are considered vertical angles. And last but not least, adjacent angles, two angles that share a common vertex. Alright, so again, adjacent means next to, so we're talking AED and DEB. We got purple on this one. There's a major lag going on this morning. Oof, that's ugly. Alright, so DEB. So in this case, these ones actually happen to be supplementary as well. They do not have to be. It just needs to be two angles that are next to each other. So again, purple angle plus blue angle. Those are considered adjacent. Also, the blue angle would be adjacent to the green angle. Okay, it's next to. Make sense? If you have any questions, you know where to go. I'm Mr. Weeks. Have a great day.